Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rum and Regret podcast. I am Andy Drake.
Johanna Myers.
Nate Tussey, and we drink and we know things.
Today is Thursday, August 20th, and today we are going to check in with the group, see how everybody's doing, what people are watching, what people are playing, and what do you call a gathering of squeenesses?
Stay tuned for the after.
Stay tuned for the the pregame post chatter of squeenis talk, because there was a lot of it prior to this.
Yeah.
So the world continues to fall to shit. California is officially on fire. Oregon's just sort of sitting here doing its own thing. I was telling Joe we actually had rain in Oregon today.
Which I said, rain in Oregon. You're kidding
Well,
me.
yeah, which is weird, but we've had 3 weeks of nothing but sun. It was starting to feel like California over here.
Wow. Well, yeah,
So,
you guys should have our weather at some point here soon if you don't already have it.
Right. Yeah.
You'll be smelling our smoke in a few days.
Yeah.
As California burns to the ground.
Right.
It was me.
Let's jump into it. Let's go to Nate. Nate, how's everything going?
Wow. It's going. Still chugging along. This whole $400 a week unemployment is absolute bullshit. And I had to cash out one of my 401ks to stay floating. But I refuse to accept my parents' help. It's like, I'm 43. I will not do that.
Yeah.
But they keep telling me that they will want to help. So hopefully it doesn't come to that.
Hashtag get Nate hired.
Get Nate hired. Yeah.
Hashtag
Hashtag
get Nate hired, everybody.
Just don't listen to the pregame. I can be creative. Things have been good though, as far as not good, but better on the job front. I'm getting hit up like crazy by tech recruiters now. So
oh, great.
I think my resume finally broke through into somebody's inbox. So I'm sifting through those and responding and trying to figure out what comps are and that kind of thing. I think I said this in the last podcast. The only benefit of this whole situation with COVID is now I could work for Google remotely if I got a job there,
right?
Because if that would ever happen. But So on the good side, I can apply to a lot more jobs that I couldn't before. On the downside, they have the entire world as their hiring base now. So
yeah,
there's a lot of competition, even more than there was with triple the unemployment rate that it was before. So. There's a lot of stuff on the horizon. I'm just trying to stay positive and not kind of dive into the easy abyss that is just all games all the time.
Yeah.
Although I have been doing a shit job of it today. It's been interesting. I applied for a couple interesting jobs I applied for one job at Google actually. I applied for a contact tracing, just volunteer kind of position. I'm taking a contact tracing course from Johns Hopkins on through Quora, I think it's Quora. It's free. Ooh, sorry, feedback. Hello. It's free, but it's I think it's like 52 hours total for the certificate. But it's just something to do.
Right.
Something to try and focus and occupy some of my other time. So multitasking with that. Addie's started junior high school on the internet, so that's been interesting. Thankfully, I have a whole separate living room downstairs that I remade kind of as a little learning area for her. There's a bookshelf and a desk, and I put a big map of the world on behind her, and try to make it all right. Go to school. That's downstairs, kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's try to separate those two things as much as possible to help her. Kind of.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, something different than just being in a room the whole time.
Yeah.
And that's been a shit show. Obviously, the first week was really just teachers trying to learn how to use the technology still, and bad a Chromebook that didn't have speakers that worked. Like they gave her a dead speakered Chromebook from the district. So I'm looking to buy her a cheap laptop. I think just to at least get through it, because that Chromebook is it's trash.
Yeah.
What else? Cat is crazy. I'm looking to get another one because she's bored out of her mind.
Oh no.
So I'm trying to find a suitable companion for Luna. She turns 1 on the 26th, so
Oh, happy
That'll
birthday.
be fun. Yeah, I think that's really my only update. I went up to the coast. I took Addie up to Point Arena right before school started, and we got to spend a bunch of time with some family up there. It was amazing.
Oh, that's great.
Kind of get some ocean air and reset, and got to see the cousins, and she got to play with the kittens and see the uncles and aunts and all that, and it was great. Yeah, I think that's really it for me now. Sorry, that was a little long-winded, but
no,
we've been gone for a while.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, but I'm glad to hear that you're finally getting traction on your resume.
Yeah. Finally. Thanks, Andy.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, it was. Well, dude, I don't. I know.
I'm giving you shit. Congratulations, by the way. 20 years in radio. That's huge.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. # National Radio Day.
Yeah,
hey. I don't know where that came from, or I don't know what or who started that or anything, but it's something that I've sort of stayed up with for the last, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years. Because every time I check my Facebook memories, I'm like, oh yeah, it's National Radio Day. I won't post this year. I feel like but then all of my friends post, all the people that I work with post, and I'm just like, God damn it. All right. I'm doing it. And then this year, especially because it is 20 years in radio, not with the same company, of course, but I've been with the same company now for 10 years. So
holy crap, it's been that long?
Well
it has been that long.
Dang.
Yeah. So crazy days, man. Joe, what's up with you? You're working again.
Working again. Yes. Back to work. After nursing my husband back to health, he had his long-awaited abdominal surgery, so we were forced to be couch potatoes for a week, which was nice. But now I'm back to work.
Did your Stardew Valley get planted thoroughly?
Very thoroughly.
That's not a metaphor.
My
just to make sure
my Animal Crossing island is 5 stars. So.
I would recommend.
Yep. So hopefully life will start to get a little more normal.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
Cool. Good.
Andy, how about you besides the anniversary?
Yeah, no, everything's going well. So we started. Oh, sorry, I just hit my mic. We started Xander on a farm school. That's what we're calling it. There's a really great sort of school program that a really nice lady named Miss Ann runs over here in West Salem. And she lives on 1,500 acres. She's got a farm. She's got sheep. She's got goats. She's got chickens. And she's got 2 really cool dogs. And then she brings a kindergarten group there in the morning. And then she's got elementary school age kids there in the afternoon. So we signed Xander up for the afternoon. So he's getting his social time.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so he started that this week. And so far, so good. He loves it. As for me, I've been slaving away. My schedule pretty much hasn't changed. I'm still working quite a bit, and everything's good. We also got away for a weekend for Jamie's birthday at the end of July, and drove sort of up and down the Oregon coast to places that we haven't been yet, which was nice. And we checked out the Sea Lion Caves, which is just a huge, massive cave full of sea lions, and
sounds like a bunch of Wookiees hanging out.
Oh God, it was great. It was great. I mean, yeah. And what else? And then checked out Newport, which we hadn't done, and it's a great little beach town, very reminiscent, like downtown Santa Cruz, and just like a classic sort of beach town, which was nice. And that was that's pretty much been it. Just a lot of wash, rinse, and repeat over here. So
same shit, different day.
Pretty much SSDD, man.
I doubt it's.
Yeah.
That'll be my exclamation when I finally get hired. I doubt it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I doubt it.
I doubt it. All right. So let's just go around and around and see what you've been watching, and yeah, just fucking chat like normal.
A bunch of normal people in
a bunch of normal
incredibly
people.
Abnormal world.
Yeah. Joe, anything memorable you've been watching?
I have a list that's long and distinguished.
Like Mike Johnson.
So we watched, first of all, a movie called The Highwaymen with Kevin Costner and Woody Harrelson. They're Texas Rangers that are tasked to hunt down Bonnie and Clyde.
Yes.
So
how was it?
That was really good.
Yeah?
Really,
out of 10?
8.
Okay.
And yeah, if you're into history and like 30s stuff, you're gonna love it.
Okay, cool.
So really cool. And then from there, we ended up watching Den of Thieves, which is a heist movie with Gerard Butler. So I was very pleased.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yum Butler. But your typical heist movie. Hijacking stuff, so it was fun. Randomly, I put on for Ken Ford versus Ferrari because I figured it was something that I would fall asleep to and he could watch, and ended up staying up till 2 a.m. because it's really, really good.
Yeah, nice.
And Matt Damon and Christian Bale just kill it in that movie, and their accents are phenomenal.
Yeah, I've heard very, very good things about that movie, and I definitely want to watch it.
Yeah, even if you're not into cars, it's really, really interesting, and like the race scenes are so well done.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to turn in my man card. I love cars and haven't seen it. It's one I really wanted to see in IMAX, like in the theater for the.
Oh man, that would have been. That would have been epic.
Yeah, I missed it.
How much, just out there, how much do you guys miss going to movie theaters? Nate, you're probably going nuts.
A lot. Yeah, well, okay, I'm not going super nuts because I have a decent theater setup here. It's not obviously not the same thing. And I finally figured out how to sync my Sony headphones to my Sony TV, and I'm using that as the head unit to run all the audio through, so the decoding is actually amazing. It sounds awesome. It's okay. The ground doesn't shake, but whatever, you can't first world problems.
Yeah.
So I just sit really close to the TV.
Yeah. Right.
It's like I'm at the theater.
Yeah.
And then my cadence suddenly went Tommy there. I don't know why.
Right.
I miss it.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Joe? Do you miss going?
I never really got to movies very much unless like you guys dragged me out.
Right.
But so I don't really miss it that much.
Yeah.
But it is kind of sad to think that, we're not going to be able to go see a movie for quite some time. And our little hometown theater, I'm really worried about it drying up and closing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Addie was really looking forward to Black Widow and a couple other Mulan and a couple other movies that were coming out. I mean, we missed a bunch of really amazing releases. Obviously, this is all really trite and doesn't matter in the world, but yes.
Yeah, and speaking of Mulan, so that just got released on Disney Plus for like what, $30?
$30? Did it actually get released?
It did. Yeah. So doesn't that seem a bit excessive? Now I know like a family of 3 would pay close to that to go see it in the theater.
Right.
But I don't know. I think that's a bit much, if you ask me.
So you own the movie after you buy it, right?
I am not sure.
Okay.
Is it a rental or is that?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I should have looked that up before I brought that up.
It's actually not. It's not available yet. It's just
okay.
It just says play trailer.
Huh.
Oh.
I thought it was out by now, but
me too.
When I first heard that price point, my initial thought was that's a little steep. But
yeah.
Thinking about now, if you do own the movie, and then also, they got to make their money somehow.
Right. Well,
yeah.
Disney is not doing bad. I'm sure they're all streaming stuff is probably doing really well. It says March 9th. There's no way that's right. Oh, September 4th. So
okay.
Next week.
Right. Okay.
No, 2 weeks. Yeah. So my initial thought was, "Are you fucking kidding me? I already subscribed to your service."
Right.
But then thinking about it, when a new movie gets released on digital, it's like $20, $25, depending. So if you rent it, as far as I know, if you pay that price, you own it.
Okay.
part of your collection, but I don't think that's the case because it's through Disney Plus. So I'd have to double check that. If I was able to like own it and download it outside of Disney Plus, then I'd be stoked.
Yeah.
I mean, not stoked, but I'd be okay with that price because it's worth it. Addie and I going to the movies is $30 anyway.
Right.
So
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how I feel about that actually.
Okay. All right. So anyway, sorry, Joe, I derailed you.
Oh yeah, no worries.
Yeah, please.
All good.
Please continue.
Last movie we watched was How It Ends with Forrest Whitaker and Theo James. It's the apocalypse is happening, and Theo James and Forrest Whitaker have to go cross country to save Forrest's daughter, Theo's girlfriend, and they both are not, they don't get along very well, so it's stuck in a car with your in-law.
Oh, yeah.
That you don't see eye to eye with while the world is ending around you.
Yeah. How was that?
Did we lose Nate?
No, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was good. It was a really, like, interesting, realistic take on, like, what people do during the, like, apocalypse, or, like, you know, kind of how people turn on each other. Like, they're driving cross country, and anytime they stop, somebody's trying to steal their car, or, you know, they get help, and then the help turns on them and stuff like that. And it's just like, okay, yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen when the shit goes south, because we're kind of, you know, seeing it happen already a little bit.
Right. Yeah.
And then Forrest Whitaker's just awesome.
Yeah, he's one of those actors that I just have to, like, if he's in something, I have to watch it, you know, just because I just dig his work and everything. So but that's one that I just haven't got around to watching yet. So yeah, that's cool. Well, out of 10, what would you give it?
That one I would say 8 or 9.
Okay.
It was also cool because so Forrest Whitaker's character is ex-military.
Okay.
And he did a really good job of playing that kind of character, and, you know, watching it with Ken, who's ex-military.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, that's exactly how you would react. That's exactly right. You know, you know, there's like a scene where they're being chased by some people that are trying to steal something from them, and he hands the gun over to his son-in-law, who's never held a gun in his life, and just like, shoot out the window.
Yeah.
And like he's like trying to like instruct him how to operate a gun while driving down the road at like 90 miles an hour, something like the other car like smashing into them.
No, it's funny you mentioned Ken sort of reacting to the military portrayal in films. I recently sort of dove down a very deep hole of there's a really, God, I can't remember the YouTube channel right now, but there's a YouTube channel out there of sort of industry professionals reacting to movie takes of their profession.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you know, like surgeons reacting to, or doctors reacting to how doctors are played in certain movies, astronauts reacting to how astronauts are played in movies.
That's awesome.
There was a sniper, an ex-military sniper, who reacted to a bunch of different sniper, you know, scenes in movies. And it's fucking interesting to hear these guys talk. And you know, it's like having a beer with an old, I would assume like an old grandfather or someone who was in the military, and you're just sitting there listening to their stories for a little bit, you know. And it's such a cool channel. It's such a great idea for a channel. And sometimes it's fun to hear them rip on the bad portrayals of all of this stuff in the movies. And it's like, you can kind of tell that these people did zero fucking research when they did, you know, when they went for this.
Just bring up the John Cena Marine movie in front of Ken and watch his face.
Oh, yeah.
Noted.
Yeah.
That one was god-awful.
I'm writing this down. Yeah, it was pretty bad. John Cena. This is the Marine, right? Or just Marine? Okay.
And they made 2 of them.
Oh, man.
Quality.
Oh, that's great.
But yeah, that's pretty much what we've been watching. Between those movie watching, we put on Supernatural and going through the first few seasons of that, and
Okay.
I think Ken's watched a few like here and there, but he's never actually seen like from start to finish. So we're making our way through that.
Yeah. That's still a show that I have not dived into yet.
Do it. You
I
guys
know.
have to.
Yeah, it's on my list.
It's sacrilege.
I know.
I know. I know.
I know. Nate, what have you been watching?
I played the 5th.
Okay, all right. So
Watching,
we'll move on to me.
playing stuff.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Sure. So the Crystal Dynamics and Square Enix have a game called The Avengers coming out
Okay.
in a couple days, weeks. Sorry, September 1, I think. September 3rd.
Does that have anything to do with the Marvel property?
TBD. Yeah. So I played the hell out of the pre-order beta. It was fun. I got some not so good feelings about it. Reminded me a lot of Anthem, which was a amazing game by the creators of Mass Effect, and turned out to be a flop because it just had amazing potential but no depth. And this doesn't feel the same way, but I kind of got the same feeling where you have to play the same levels over and over, kind of thing, to advance your character, whatever your level. You get different pieces of gear. And that kind of thing. I'm probably like breaking an NDA right now. What do I think about this? Maybe I should say.
Whoopsies.
No, I'm just kidding. It was pre-order. I'm thinking of a different game.
Okay.
Anyway, so it's actually really cool. Let me just start with that. It's really cool. You get to play as an Avenger, which I can't believe it's taken them this long to actually get a really good game out there as far as mechanics and combat and that kind of thing. In the beta, we got to play as Tony Stark, so Iron Man, the Hulk, Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, and Black Widow. So those 4.
Okay.
They all have different move sets, different abilities, different ways of movement, obviously. It's actually the characters and the combat portion of it are done really, really well.
Okay.
The item it's not really an RPG. It's a looter basher kind of shooter game on rails. Is the other problem that people are bringing up, and it seems like it's pretty heavily monetized as far as cosmetics, which is fine because they're making it a service game. It's not just here's the story and finish it. They want it to go forever because they have a million Avengers to play with.
Right.
I hope the actual shipped product and I get in 2 weeks is better than the beta, and I'm sure it'll be there'll be a lot more to it, but there are some kind of foundational issues that they have to fix with some of the frame stutter and that kind of thing. So other than that, I give it a kind of a enthusiastic thumbs up, hopeful that it's ready to be shipped when it comes out in 2 weeks.
Okay.
So that I've been spending a lot of time on, but not as much time as I've been spending on Grand Theft Auto 5 online.
Oh yeah.
I've been on GTA Online hardcore for the last couple of weeks. My buddy Will got me onto it. I bought the game forever ago and never played it. I was not into it at all. And then I kind of was in kind of a dead zone for games that I got on. A bunch of our Land Shark clan were out there playing, and it's really fun. They did a great job with it, and it looks really good and upscaled in 4K. Super fun, cool music, just a great time to hang out with people. And then the other one that I was playing recently is a free PlayStation game this month called Fall Guys.
I keep hearing about that.
Yeah, it's super fun. It's so much fun, Andy. If you have PS Plus, you have to download it. It's one of the
okay. I do.
You're basically these little like squishy creatures. You're these little. It looks like plastic foam, like a stressed person would be, a little stress doll.
Do you look like a squeenis?
You look like a squeenis, yeah. And there's a bunch of squeni, and they're all trying to get through these mini games to get to the end where there's the last man standing, last squeni.
A quorum of squints?
Yeah, there's a quorum of squints until there's one squeni standing erect with a crown at the end. It's super fun. It looks really simple. It's not. It's very hard, but it's really fun to play online with friends, and you're just yelling the whole time, and it's hilarious.
Oh, nice.
So a great party game to play, and I recommend it to everyone. So that's it as far as games go. Do you want me to go into watching stuff, or do we want?
Yeah. Okay, go for it.
So Umbrella Academy, obviously.
That's the second season.
I'm not done with it yet. So I know. I'm finishing up today and tomorrow, I think.
Oh man,
I know.
I'm not gonna spoil it for you
before you even start.
Before you even start, shh. That was a preemptive shh. Just know that I have a whole bag of shh with your name on it. Yeah. Dude, it's so good. Yeah, we just finished this last week. And fuck, man, this season is so great.
It's really good.
And the tease for next season, it just gets you even more excited. I didn't say anything.
I know.
I just said the tease.
The timing of this episode with the civil rights and BLM that's happening right now is
I know.
Just amazing. Oh, spoiler alert. Sorry. I just did my own thing.
Anyway, for anybody who reads the comics or have read the comics, this mirrors the Dallas run. And they go back to early 1960s Dallas and events around the JFK assassination. Yeah. We'll just put it that way.
It's insanely well done. Oh my God.
Okay. Now, did you know, and you guys may have known this, but I didn't, that the writer of this comic, Gerard Way, is the lead singer of My Chemical Romance?
Sorry, what? Oh, wait, I think I did hear that.
I did know that.
Okay, I had no idea. And so yeah,
he wrote the comic.
He wrote Umbrella Academy. He's written all, I think, 3 volumes. There's a 4th coming out this year. But he also wrote what was the damn it. It was the they did a DC had their streaming service, but now everything's going over to HBO Max, but it was the one show of the group of
Brendan Fraser's in it.
Right. Brendan Fraser.
Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol, right.
I haven't watched that yet either. It's on my list.
Yeah. And so thankfully I have HBO and HBO Max. I definitely want it. That's going to be one of the next ones we watch. But no, man,
really good. Brendan Fraser apparently kills it in that.
Right. Yeah. So anyway, Umbrella Academy. This, I didn't know that they could outshine season 1.
Right.
I think they absolutely did. Man, Aidan Gallagher, the kid who plays number 5, is such a great actor.
Oh my God, he's got to win every award.
I know. Good. God,
You believe he's a 50-something trapped in this kid's body.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So it's just, oh man, it's so good. Joe, if you haven't watched it yet, get off your ass.
I have not watched it yet, but
get off your ass.
Up. Wait, at all?
At all. So Ken and I watched the trailer, and we were both like, okay, we have to watch it.
God, it is so in your wheelhouse, Joe.
Yeah,
Jesus.
It really is.
Oh my God, there's like some shades of BioShock to it a little bit too. That I'm like, whoa.
Oh God, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I'll get on it.
All right. Moving down the list. Let's see. So turn my man card in for a corner clipping real quick. I don't know if I talked about this last time. I don't think so.
This is the second time Nate will be turning in his man card.
No, I'm not turning it in. I'm just presenting it to get clipped. You can only lose 4 corners, and then there's the squeenis symbol in the middle that gets
right.
And then you're done. Then you turn it in, and you officially have to cut your junk off. Okay.
So once you clip the tip, it's done.
Exactly. Yeah. You have to seppuku. Jesus. So HBO Max. Good transition there. Rocky transition. Anna Kendrick, who's I'm a big fan of, has a show called Love Life on HBO Max, which basically follows her character from college through her dating life in New York City until she meets the guy she's supposed to be with. And the theory of the show is the average person dates 7 people before they find the person they're supposed to be with. Could be higher, could be lower, but that's whatever their postulate is. And I'm super into her, and I heard that she kills it in acting wise on that show. So I watched it and basically binged it in an evening. I was up till 2 a.m. because I couldn't stop watching it. It was ridiculous.
Okay.
Because it's not just from her perspective. Well, I mean, that's not true. It is from her perspective, but the supporting characters are super strong. They're all really great actors, and there's a lot of if you've been through some of the pain that her and these surrounding characters have been through, it hits really hard. You know,
Okay.
there's substance abuse, there's a child involved just with somebody at one point, there's rehab, there's all kinds of these different stories with the surrounding friend group, this core friend group. And it's just really well done. And
What's this called again?
It's called Love Life.
Life.
It's the HBO Max original. I think it's the only one they
have.
Oh,
okay.
With Anna Kendrick.
Gotcha.
She absolutely acts the shit out of this show.
Okay.
Insane, just fierce and crying and everything. Runs the gamut.
Yeah.
And it's really great. So, let's see.
Sorry, when you started describing it, I got the just flashbacks to the Black Mirror episode "Hang the DJ" with the dating app. Did you guys remember that one?
Yeah, that was really
good.
Yeah. So anyway, that's all.
Not anything like that.
I know, not anything like it, but anyway.
I think there is a DJ actually in there.
Oh, really?
Point. That'd be hilarious if it was the same guy. Not hilarious. So the most recent thing I've been watching is the Democratic National Convention. Not to get into the politics too deeply, but kind of just the highlights. And Michelle Obama gave an amazing speech that everybody on both sides of the aisle is saying is pretty much one of the best speeches of the last decade, easily.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it, just YouTube it. It's really good. And I think that's where I'll end for the evening.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So for us, we finally finished Outlander. Jamie made me order stars to get caught up on it. And so we spun through that, so we're all caught up, and it's such a really good show. It really is. And man, the last season is fucking brutal too.
I stopped watching it. It was a show that I watched with my ex, and I haven't seen the last couple seasons. I think that I don't even remember where we left off. It was post-war, post-first major war, and they're trying to be proper people in a different place. I think is where I was.
Okay.
So that's as far as I went.
Yeah. Anyway, no, it's one of those shows that I think gets, sort of progressively better and better, sort of in the Umbrella Academy vein where, season 1 was so good that you're like, okay, well, they're going to have to keep this up and give us more for season 2. And season 5, Jamie and I just sped through them.
Yeah, there's 5 seasons now. Jesus.
Yeah.
Right. I need to catch up with that. The story is amazing. Acting is amazing.
No,
the visuals amazing. Everything.
Right.
That one's really on my list to watch.
Yeah. It serves, a bunch of nerddoms, because if you're into history and you're into sort of period piece shows, this covers a decent amount of periods and time, just different times. But then in essence, it's a time travel show. So right. I don't know if you know anything about this, Joe, but this girl from the 1940s is on a honeymoon with her husband, and she witnesses this sort of ritual next to a circle of stones.
She's in Ireland, right? Scotland? Ireland.
Scotland. Yeah. And then the next day she goes out, she touches one of the stones and ends up 200 years earlier in the same spot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's fucking cool.
Yeah.
She's also a doctor, right?
Right. Yeah. So, it's, and just let it go from there.
Yeah.
And so Ronald Moore is the guy who adapted it. He did Battlestar Galactica. He did some Star Treks. So it's got a heavy, but they're also based off of books. And so there's very, very good source material. And they deal with some heavy shit.
No shit, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And there's some episodes where you just like if I was the actor waking up to go to work that day, knowing what was on the page, holy shit.
Yeah. How
do you get through that? So anyway, it's such a good show. I didn't know anything about it until we put on episode 1, and then instantly I was just like, this is a fucking great idea for a show, and it just sort of stuck with me. We also watched Cursed and blew through that first season too. That took me a little longer to get into.
Yeah, it's a slow burn, slow start for sure.
It is, but then that last episode, to quote the dude, really fucking tie the room together.
Right? Oh my god, how much do you love Merlin too in that show?
Oh yeah, it's so yeah, and I just love I love the sort of the pre-Arthur take on the Sword in the Stone. I think that's really, really great. Yeah. Just because it's something that you never hear about, and it's something that just really isn't discussed at all. So I thought that was really good. Jamie and I are on the final episode of the 4th season of Expanse right now. We are finishing that baby off tonight. Good. This is the best season so fucking far.
Yeah. This show's amazing.
Man. It's also one of those shows where we'd see a thing for it. It's like, oh, it's back, you know. And now it's on Amazon Prime, and so there's a little more to it this time around. And it's good. It's so fucking good. Yes. And the one thing I love about Expanse too is that all of sort of the ship designs and the tech it seems very grounded in the tech that we have now. So it seems like it's sort of a natural progression of sort of where we are, which is cool.
The sci-fi in that sci-fi show, by all accounts, is the most accurate science fiction that people have seen. And these are scientific experts, aerospace engineers, and that kind of thing that are saying that they do the best. Like the gravity is the best. There's a bunch of inertia. There's a bunch of like the physics of that show in general. And then, like you said, the design is all functional. It's not fancy or to look good. It's performance.
Right.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah. And a movie that I didn't watch when it came out, but it finally hit all the premium channels on Xfinity, and I was finally sort of interested enough and had the time to watch it, was Terminator Dark Fate.
How was that?
Did you guys watch this yet?
The Return of Arnold?
Yeah.
No, I did not watch it.
I haven't watched it either.
All right. So interesting history behind this movie. So this is sort of a sequel to Terminator 2.
2, right? Yeah.
And it's taking out
everything else.
what has been sort of deemed this Terminator alternate timeline now. And it starts with a sort of what happened directly after the events of T2.
Nice.
Yeah.
I want to watch it now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No
and then the opening scene with oh god, I think her name is Mackenzie Davis as the enhanced soldier, sort of sent back from the future. That's such a great sort of kick-ass scene. It's an okay movie. It's not great. I'm glad I watched it. The inclusion of Arnold in this movie in the beginning makes sense. In the end, not so much. And if you guys watch it, we can sort of talk about it, because we could probably podcast on this movie in terms of sort of how great the original Terminator and T2 are. But then if this is sort of where it goes, like why did they make those choices? So I'd be interested.
We just nailed next week's topic.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So if you guys get the chance to watch it, if you can, do it, because I think we could sort of discuss it and go for it.
Yeah, we almost watched it last week when we saw it was on Xfinity. It was just like too late at night, and I was like, I don't know if I really want to start that. And it was the night we ended up watching Ford versus Ferrari until 2 a.m.
Right.
Side note: Bill and Ted's movie comes out in 8 days.
Yes, and Rufus is back
on digital. Yeah.
Okay, it will be digital.
Yeah, I think it's like $20 maybe to buy it. I don't know what it is to rent.
All I want to know is how they're bringing Carlin back, because that is so exciting to me.
They apparently are going to use some stock footage to include him in the movie somehow.
Okay.
And Death for sure is coming back. You've seen him in the previews.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
Another thing I would like to talk about, and I'm going to get a little nerdy. We're going to go start a little Star Trek for you. About a month ago, they dropped a trailer for Star Trek: The Lower Decks, which is an animated show on CBS All Access. The first episode's on YouTube, and when I first saw the trailer, I was just like, "What the fuck are they doing? Like, why are they doing this?" And so I watched the first episode, and it's so good.
I haven't seen it.
It's Easter eggs up the wazoo. Like, so it's and it's, I'm going to make a very, very loose sort of connection to how The Mandalorian connects to Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And they use sort of the similar characters, you know, it's very familiar in a way, but it's a very different story from what we're used to seeing. You know, like Mandalorian's a very different story than what we're used to seeing in the Star Wars universe. This is obviously a very different story than what we're used to seeing in Star Trek. We're used to seeing the command group and the bridge and make it so, number one, they're making the hard decisions, you know, so everyone can live and the galaxy can live and planets can stay alive. And then this is the fucking support staff that deals with all the shit jobs and everything. Jack Quaid is the sort of gung-ho command ensign. He's Huey from The Boys. He's sort of the nerdy kid from The Boys. And I didn't think I was going to like this as much as I did, but I fucking love this show. And I just watched the second one. And the second one, they the two main characters have to shuttle a Klingon commander to a peace conference, and he's just like a big drunkard and gets drunk and steals their shuttle after they land, and they have to go find him. And it is literally, I don't know, it's something you just didn't expect to be good, so you have zero expectations for it. But now I cannot wait for the next episode to drop. So
I'm gonna watch it after this.
Yeah, so the first episode's on YouTube. Give it a check out, and it's so good. I really love it. It's so great.
That's awesome.
I don't know. This is such a great time for Star Trek too, because we're getting so many live action shows, and then there's actually, I didn't realize these came out, but these came out in late December. There's a Star Trek short treks, which are little like sort of 10-minute episodes of Star Trek based in the newer sort of CB All Access, like Discovery, Brave New World, Star Trek Picard sort of era. And it's really good. It's the first one that I saw was called The Trouble with Edward, and it stars the voice of Archer and Bob's from Bob's Burgers.
Oh God. Jesus.
Yeah. Oh God. Shame
Parnell.
on me. No, not
Chris
Parnell.
Parnell, right?
Yeah. Well, he's in both this, but the main guy.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
So he plays a sort of a science, sort of a low-level science officer that ends up genetically enhancing the Tribble to reproduce as bad as they do, and it's just it's really funny. So it's Star Trek short treks, The Trouble with Edward, and check
John Benjamin's the actor.
Yeah, H. John Benjamin. Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, and it's he's so good in the episode, and it's just his delivery is great. And yeah, he just plays the apathetic sort of science officer that knows way too much. So give that one a look. In terms of video games, I'm still fucking playing through Borderlands 3. I finished the third DLC. I went back to play the second DLC because I sort of skipped that one. And then we just found out today that the DLC 4 trailer drops in a week, in 5 days.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I haven't played any of the DLCs yet.
And it's going to star Krieg.
No.
Psycho.
No.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So yeah, so I'm very excited for that. And that's my long but distinguished list.
Very cool.
So yeah, What else?
What are we looking forward to? Because Cyberpunk is coming out soon.
Cyberpunk is coming out. DC
November.
Fandom is this weekend.
What's that?
That is the sort of online
Con thing?
the announcement Comic-Con thing.
Mm.
So
Very
we're probably gonna get a the Batman teaser.
Yeah. Hey, did you ever play DC Online?
I did. So this is when Xander was going through his Harley Quinn phase.
Yeah.
And we downloaded it and created a character. I really liked it. We played about 5 hours of it, so we kind of scratched the outer surface of it, but I loved it. I thought it was cool.
I think from what I've heard, because that game is insanely old. I played it when it first came out. It was like 15 years ago, 10 years ago, something like that. Not 15.
Yeah.
What am I thinking? The cinematics are amazing. If you haven't seen like the cinematic cut together that people have done on YouTube, it gives you the intro, which is fantastic. And then also there's a couple other cinematics they push together there. So those are totally worth watching just as a standalone piece. But by all accounts, I don't think they're refurbishing it. I think they're recreating it in modern engine type stuff. And I think it's supposed to coincide with the new platform releases. So I don't know if that means they're going to drop this year. I doubt that. It'd probably be next year, but it would be really cool if they did that.
How are you feeling about the PS5?
You know, I don't really know enough about it, but I've been, I was an Xbox guy for the first gen, and then ever since then, I think I went PS4. I didn't have a PS2. I had a PS.
Okay.
I went because I was full. Jesus Christ, sorry. I was full PC gamer still, with Xbox on the side for Halo, and then I stayed with PC, and then I think PS3 was the first one I bought because it had a Blu-ray player in it.
Right.
And I was obviously super into that new format, and it was a great piece of hardware. I still have it, actually, use it in my bedroom for discs and streaming and all that.
Yeah.
And the PS4 was dynamite. I have a Pro now, and that's with the 4K setup is fucking nuts. Okay. So I think, sorry, long story short, I'm gonna pre-order it as soon as it's available because it's the hardware is insane. It's way less expensive than building a crazy gaming PC. However, I can't really justify the money right now. So I'll probably just pre-order it and then see how that kind of hashes out when the release date comes out. So it's going to have a Ultra HD Blu-ray player finally, with their own fucking format now that everything's going digital. So they kind of missed the boat on that, and that one's more expensive than the digital only box.
Yeah, I need to get a new TV to catch up with all this. I'm still my TV is not set up for all the cool stuff. Yeah,
you don't need it for anything other than gaming, really.
Okay.
Well, that's not true. Like Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy in 4K is fucking phenomenal with all the colors and textures and layers and everything.
Yeah.
It's nuts. And gaming in 4K is amazing also.
Yeah.
But gaming is really where it's going to shine. There's not a ton of 4K programming outside of movies. You can get, like, if you have Vudu or some one of those kind of digital movie archives, you can buy things in Ultra HD, which isn't the same thing as a 4K disc, is like 10 times more dense as far as the information, because it takes so much to stream a 4K movie. They have to reduce the quality. So it's still better than a Blu-ray, but it's not the same thing as a disc. But it's definitely worth it, and the costs are so low. Now for a decent TV. Just ping me when you are thinking about it, because I've done so much research. I could hand it off to you.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. All right. Excellent. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Joe, you said the other day that you played a different game than Animal Crossing.
No. So Ken's coworker was telling me about this horror game. It's a trilogy called Amnesia. And I bought it. It's like $20 for all 3 games.
Yeah.
And it's definitely like BioShock meets Silent Hill. Play it in the dark with all, like, hell loud with all the lights off and scare the pants off of you.
Oh
but
yeah.
it's really interesting. It's the premise of the game is you wake up in this mansion and you don't remember anything about who you are, how you got there, and so you're piecing all this together, and you find a letter.
I love
from,
games like that.
Yeah, you find a letter from yourself to yourself that says you have to get to the bottom of the mansion and kill the owner of the mansion.
Oh,
and
cool.
The whole time you have to stay in the light, so you don't have any weapons, you don't fight at all. It's just basically you hide from monsters and solve little puzzles, but you have to stay in the light. If you don't stay in the light, you start to go crazy. And the whole game starts to like move and shift, and it basically looks like you're really shithouse drunk.
That's awesome.
Okay.
But yeah, as long as you stay in the light and you have a little lantern and you have tinder boxes that you pick up throughout the game that you can light candles and stuff.
What was this called again?
It's called Amnesia.
Amnesia. I forgot what it was called. Sorry. Jesus Christ.
Check your arms. Do you have any mementos?
Yeah.
Right.
Wah, wah.
So there's 3 games. There's Amnesia, like I think it's the Dark Heart or the Dark Fate or something like that.
Okay.
The second one is called Machine for Pigs, and the third one's called Justine. And the one that I started with the first one because I have to, because I'm that weirdo.
Yeah.
But my buddy was telling me the second one, Machine for Pigs, is the best game out of the 3.
Okay.
So, and he said they're pretty small games. They're not. They're not hours and hours of playtime. They go by pretty quickly, but it's definitely, you do get freaked out big time. And there was a couple times where I had to put it down because I was like, okay, that just scared the fucking shit out of me.
Yeah. Speaking of creepy house horror, this is something else that we watched too. It was okay, but I figured you'd seen this because it has one of your boys in it. But we watched Crimson Peak.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah, that was good. It was okay. Yeah. Nay, have you seen this?
No, I haven't. Did you guys? Sorry, go ahead with that. What's the?
Well, no. So,
sounds familiar though. What?
So Crimson Peak is Tom Hiddleston, and you would know him as Loki from the Marvel movies, Nate.
Go on.
And the girl who played Alice in the Burton Alice in Wonderlands, and so he is a best to say an English entrepreneur coming to America to secure funding for his he lives in a place called Crimson Peak because they produce clay on there, and when the I don't know, at certain points all the ground is anyway, so he ends up I'd give too much away if I keep going here. But anyway,
maybe don't.
There's foul plots afoot. And it was good. It was a good little horror romp.
Yeah, it's a love story horror movie kind of. It's in a Guillermo del Toro made it.
Yes.
So it's
wow. Yeah, I need to see that then.
All the good creepiness that he brings, and
so some great Doug Jones action too.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, that was the other thing we watched recently. Addie and I watched Golden Army.
Oh, nice.
Hellboy 2. It was a little intense for her, some of the spookiness at the beginning, but she really liked it. She was very sad when the elemental forest god thing died.
Oh, yeah.
Aww.
But yeah, it was cool. The tooth fairies really scared her, I think, at the beginning.
Dude, the tooth fairy scared me.
Dude.
For real.
Yeah. I love that scene where he's drinking with Abe in the library.
Yes.
That's
amazing. They're trying to not wake her up, sneak the last 6-pack of beer out of the fridge. They're all drunk, just shh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did anybody watch Lovecraft Country or whatever that new show is called on HBO?
No, but that offhandedly reminded me of something else completely off subject.
I haven't seen it yet, and I'm kind of shocked that none of us have seen it.
Yeah. I actually, bad nerd, haven't even heard about it.
What?
What is it?
It's H.P. Lovecraft. It's supposed to be this whole world kind of rolled together. Let's see.
Oh, okay.
Sounds tentacle-y.
Atticus Black joins his friend Letitia and Uncle George to embark on a road trip across 1950s Jim Crow America in search of his missing father.
Ooh.
But then they run into American Gods type shit, I think.
Ooh.
Let's see. Jim Crow America in search of his missing father. This begins a struggle to survive and overcome both the racist terrors of white America and the terrifying moments that could be ripped from a Lovecraft paperback. Lovecraft Country, executive produced and by showrunner Misha Green, along with J.J. Abrams, Jordan Peele, Bill Caro, Jan DeMage, Daniel Stockham, and David Miller. Yeah, it looks really cool. I mean, just the picture for the show is basically the two main characters with tentacles coming up behind them.
Oh, no way. Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah, it looks really good. I have a couple of friends that said they watched it and it was out of control. So, I'd actually, we decided to podcast on it. I'd like to have mine on.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
We'll put that on the list.
Yeah, definitely. One of the things I watched on, and this is on Showtime right now, so if you guys have Showtime, watch the Go-Go's documentary. So this is just a straight documentary on the Go-Go's and their sort of rise and fall and re-rise. But I didn't know this because I thought that there was a band before them that did this, but they are the first all-girl band to write their own songs, play their own instruments, to chart at number 1. Yeah, wow. and it goes through their whole sort of start to where they are now, and it is really good. It is a great sort of well put together documentary. I have a affinity for female fronted bands, so that's why I watched it. But no, it's really good, and all the girls are all the girls from the original lineup are still there. They even interview some from the original group that were put out before sort of the main lineup got secured. So it was just a really interesting, really, really good documentary about this band and how they sort of dealt with their fame, like most bands in the 80s and early 90s did.
And ever.
Yeah. So, yeah. Cool. Yeah.
I forgot one other thing on my list, actually. Something that Addie and I have been watching like crazy is Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Ooh,
it's on Netflix now.
I love Avatar.
Yeah, I tried to watch it with her a couple years ago, and I think she was probably just too young to be into it or understand any of the plot points or anything like that, and wasn't into it, so we stopped. But she's been voraciously consuming it. I mean, we're almost in season 3 at this point, and we just started.
It's such a good show.
It's amazingly well done. I'm shocked. Like everyone always said, it was one of the best animated series ever.
Yeah,
and I see why. I mean, the writing's amazing. And
I've gone through all of them like 3 times. It's so good. I never get tired of it.
Yeah. Have you watched The Legend of Korra yet?
I watched like the first, I think the first half of the first season, and
what are
then
your
just
thoughts
kind of.
on that?
And it's okay. It's not the same.
Yeah.
Sure.
I
had a hard time really getting into it.
Okay.
So I ended up going back and watching the original
Avatar. Yeah. It's so good, man. The characters are just insane. And the character arcs, like there's all of the supporting, like the main supporting characters around the Avatar guy. They all have amazing character arcs, and they're all treated really well. And there's just some really cool stuff. Addie is over the moon with it right now, and we're having a great time.
Yeah, no surprise, Zuko is my favorite ever.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Yeah. On that note, Transformers: War for Cybertron on Netflix. You guys gotta watch it. It's really good. It is not like any other sort of Transformers cartoon that's been out there.
You mean it doesn't have You've Got the Touch?
Oh, dude, that's amazing. It's got the Gen 1. It's the Gen 1 Transformers, though.
It is Gen 1 Transformers. Cool. It is literally the War of Cybertron. And this is the first time that they haven't had Peter Cullen or Frank Welker voice Optimus and Megatron. Right. So, but that doesn't take you out of it at all.
It's really good. I've only watched the first couple episodes, but damn.
Oh, dude, it's so great, and it's yeah, and it's not like, and like I said, it's not like any other Transformers cartoon. You expect sort of certain things out of it, and it was really, really good, and I was very, very surprised at it. So
What is it on?
it's on Netflix.
Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's 6 episodes, 22-minute episodes. If you have 2 hours, you can blow through them.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And what did you mean, Joe, about the "you got the touch" comment? I mean, it hurts me to my core.
Oh, well, so if
you don't like Transformers the movie? Are you kidding me?
No, I love it.
Okay, good. Because there's about to be some shit flung digitally.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. When does our album drop?
Although I cannot get the image of fucking Mark Wahlberg singing that song and Boogie Nights out of it when I hear it.
Oh my God. Thank you for that. Now that's in my head. Candy.
Oh, sorry.
You ruined the perfect thing.
Why you do this to me, Andy?
I
not
don't
your
know. I can't help it. It's such a great scene in that movie. It's so good. I love it.
Now you sound like Philip Seymour Hoffman in that
I
movie.
know. Yeah.
Get the squeenis off. You're a great big shining
man.
star
You've got
or
the
whatever.
touch.
Yeah.
Oh God, nobody wants to touch your squeenis, Joe.
Oh God. Anything else to add?
On that note,
Hey,
I think we're done.
all right.
Oh, one thing that I'm super jazzed about, real quick. So, Boys season 2, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
And now knowing that my boy Dean Winchester, Jensen Ackles, is going to be in season 3, I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's right.
He's like a Captain America guy, right?
I can't wait.
Yeah, the pictures look like a Captain America suit. Cool.
Nice.
Pretty
Excellent.
cool. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Oh.
what do you guys? What?
Sorry, one more thing.
Speak.
I apologize.
That's all right.
So obviously, anybody that knows friends or family or anyone that works in the restaurant industry or the bar industry, they're doing pretty shitty right now is an understatement. But there's a really great bar in Walnut Creek called Retro Junkie. I went to high school with one of the owners, and he's doing virtual concerts from his venue every Saturday, basically, almost every Saturday. And these cover bands were a staple of the bar when it was open. And now they're just doing their shows with just, bare bones, like the owner and the sound guy and everything to get these shows on Facebook. And they're free. You can donate, you can buy merch. But just go to find Retro Junkie on a Retro Junkie bar, I believe, on Facebook.
Yeah, we'll link it in the show notes.
Yeah, every Saturday. And this Saturday is Corduroy, which is a really good Pearl Jam cover band.
Oh, nice.
And then Roses and Guns is coming up, and they're we saw them on my birthday, and they were fucking amazing. So
that's great.
It's really great if you guys have time to just check it out. It's 8:00 most Saturdays, and it's free. And stream it on Facebook, cast it to your TV. Good times. So shout out to Retro Junkie.
Yeah. Any other shout outs? No. Our friend of the show, Austin Dickinson, he is currently moving his family from Oregon to South Carolina as we speak. So I wish them a very, very safe trip. I hope they get there all safe and sound. We got to get Austin on one of our podcasts. He is cut from our cloth.
Yeah, totally agree.
That's for sure. So we
really
will.
Bummed I didn't get a chance to meet him. I was gonna go up there right when this thing hit.
Yeah. I know, but no, they'll be back out here because he still has family out here, and maybe we'll coordinate something together. And then we're since they're going to be 6 hours away from Disney World, we're going to try to do a family Disney World trip with them.
Very cool.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. What are you guys watching? What are you guys playing? Let us know in the comments if there's something that we missed. Definitely let us know. And otherwise, we are the Rum and Regret Podcast. You can find us at Rum and Regret Podcast on Facebook, at Rum_Regret on Twitter. Joe, where can they find you?
Joe Chickadee on all the socials and joechickadee.com.
Nate, where can they find you?
Sure, AV1D Gamer, avid gamer on all the socials. And then also you can find us anywhere a podcast is broadcast, basically. Ooh.
That's true.
Anywhere a podcast is broadcast.
Ooh.
Trademark.
You can catch me at Crazy Drake on Facebook or at Andrew Drake on Twitter. Once again, we are the Rum and Regret podcast. And until the next time, we have spoken.
We out.